Turn up. Turn up. What's shot? What's shot? What up, baby? Shot, what up, baby?
I'll be the one to take the risk to go and get them bands. I'll be the one to never sit and go and make a plan. Knowing my mother getting older now, got no time. Gotta keep a couple for the road, the rest get left behind. Yeah. To the hundreds, pledge allegiance, I stand. I'm going pull four in the fucking white sand. I give it all to this fucking mic stand. If it's been done before, then I know I can. I'm on the rise, I'm trying to keep a level head. She want my time, she begging me to give me neck.
Yo, what up? What's the deal, y'all? Hope all is well. Welcome back to another episode. I'm Duke.
I'm Omar.
I'm Jalon, and this is Nice and Neat, and this is our season finale, fellas.
Finale. We finally made it through the
We
season.
made it through the season, 12 episodes. Let's give it up for ourselves.
Oh, man.
Let's give it up for
A
ourselves.
lot
Nice
of late,
and
late
neat.
nights in these studios, man.
Yeah,
Nice
man.
and neat.
It was real nice and neat. It's our debut album. That's how we kind of look at it.
Oh, man.
You know,
I hope
Rookie season.
I hope we're perceived by the people in likes of like the Trap Souls.
Come on.
The So Far Gones.
Hey,
Like those are the type of like hits we want. You know what I'm saying?
I hope it gets better.
I want to be
though.
right
Yeah.
there.
Oh, for sure.
hope-
Yeah.
It's definitely gonna get better.
Yeah.
It's definitely gonna get better. You know, and then like, okay, well, since we're gonna go ahead and stay with that theme, then what's your favorite track? What's your favorite track? What's your favorite episode?
Oh, my favorite
what's your
track.
favorite episode of the season so far?
Favorite track off the album.
What's your favorite track off the album,
Favorite
bruh?
track off the album. I would have to say I got two.
Okay.
I got two that are my favorite track. The first one is Why Your Career Should Never Be Your Identity.
Mm-hmm.
That
You
one-
bodied that episode too, by the way.
Thank you, bro. That one was really special to me just because, you know, I struggle so much with transitioning, you know, and it was really good to come on to my platform, our platform, and really express, you know, everything that I went through, you know, and hopefully people were able to pull from that episode and, you know, apply that to their lives and, you know, make their transition a little bit smoother, you know, because we all know that those transitions are bumpy. And then also, the other episode would be Good Woman versus Right Woman. You know, I really enjoyed talking about my relationship and my experiences on that episode. And I'm sure as you guys saw, if you guys watched the show, maybe if you were listening, you may have even heard the smile. But if you watched the show, you definitely saw the smile I had on my face the entire episode.
Oh,
So
yeah, I know you got some points for that episode.
you feel me?
And you and Duke, was that one of your favorite episodes too?
The Good Woman versus Right Woman?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that one.
That was
I love
good
it. Hey,
episode.
Hey, anytime we get to talk extensively about our situation and our women and really just pour our hearts out,
Just love on them.
Just
you know,
love 'em.
I
Just
can't.
love
I
'em.
can't be mad at that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, I love that episode. I also loved what episode was it? What episode was it? It was. Ooh, help me out, y'all. Top hat. I had the top hat on with the white shirt.
Oh, you said it's not you, it's me.
yeah,
that
that one.
episode.
What was that called?
I
What
think
was-
that is episode 2 or 3.
I think that was
hold on, I
three.
can
It
tell
might
you
have
guys
been,
right
it might have been
now.
three. But whatever episode, I thought that conversation was. I thought that was amazing because we just got to be transparent and like just open and just give our just uncut opinion respectfully.
Oh, top 5 keys.
Top 5 keys.
Top 5 keys to keeping the woman you want.
Oof, top
Yeah.
5 keys to keeping the woman you want because it's like a thing that it's like we took it a step further than just getting the woman.
Mm-hmm.
Right, we took it a step further, and it was good to just offer a different viewpoint, you know, and go deeper, you know, in that regard because it's just very easy to you always hear like, how do I get women, right? And everyone's dream is to get a bunch of women,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
But I thought just to take it a step further and just like talk about how to keep a woman was just more substantial, and I thought it was dope to just be able to offer that and talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about you?
I actually, you know what, dog? I personally think that my favorite episode was episode 1.
Ooh.
Really?
Episode 1, holding your friends accountable, or like how to hold your friends accountable. I really just think it's the foundation of the whole show.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's the foundation of everything that we do, foundation of everything we understand about one another,
Yeah,
and why kind of how there would like these other topics wouldn't be able to flourish without kind of like doing that, and we didn't even intentionally do it that way.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so I feel like these other topics have been able to flourish simply because of, you know, just the way that foundation episode. I'm gonna call it the foundation episode. You know, and something that I also don't feel like we included in that first episode enough. It's kind of like why we did this and like where that came from and when we started doing this and you know why it worked this time and didn't work the other time.
Yeah.
I enjoy this timing more, guys. I have to be completely honest.
Yeah, I knew Jelon was gonna say the accountability, the friendship accountability episode that was his favorite, because if you guys know Jelon or you guys don't know Jelon's he's like the friend guy.
The friend
Right.
guy.
He's like
guy.
the guy that like always wants to be around his friends. You know what I mean? The guy that's like, yo, my you know, the guy that's like, yo, my friends are fucking cool. Like,
I love my friends.
Like that guy. So so anything friendship related, you know, he's all in. I knew he's gonna say that. So but you mentioned, man, why we started the podcast. How we got the name Nice and Neat. Where did it come from? What does it mean? How are we nice and neat? Right? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because, you know, we've talked about it amongst ourselves, but we've never really come out publicly and talk about it. But what I do want to say is like how we got the name Nice and Neat.
Yeah.
Actually, I think we talked about it on an episode that we didn't actually use.
That was probably like,
for people that didn't know, we actually had 2 warm-up games before. We're actually pretty smart.
Right.
we had to come correct.
We had to come correct, and we had 2 episodes before we actually started the official season, just to get a feel for how the podcast name went and stuff like that. And we mentioned it there, but you know, I gotta shout out and big up one of my big homies, someone that I've always admired, you know, from sports perspective, and how he carries himself and how he played his game. And that's Aqib Talib. You know, I met Aqib Talib in Denver. Actually, Duke, you and I met Aqib Talib together.
Yeah, I know Lee.
We were teammates together in Denver in 2013 or 14.
13 season. Going into 14
Going
season.
into the 14th season. Yeah, so Leave came from New England, I believe. And Leave, with anybody that knows Aqib Talib, and if you don't, go ahead and check out pull up some YouTube videos.
Pull up some highlights.
Actually, go ahead and
Lee, what up, baby?
search Aqib Talib versus Michael Crabtree, and you get some entertainment out of that. But Talib is a very, very funny and interesting character. He's a great person, but he came with, you know, hella personality that we really enjoyed in Denver. And, you know, he came with, just like all of us, we all have our phrases and our sayings, you know, that we've adopted. And one thing that he came to Denver with was the phrase nice and neat. You know, somebody had some nice footwork on camera in practice that day, you know, he would be like, yo, that was nice and neat. Or if somebody made a play, you know, oh, that was nice and neat, you know? And it just became something that he just said repetitively all the time. You know, it was like,
and I think nice and neat embodied this just narrative that like it was like quick and efficient.
Yeah.
Right. It was just like, all right, nice and neat means short and sweet. Right. Less mistakes as possible.
Yep.
Right. And we don't have to repeat it.
Yep.
Right. So when you think nice and neat, you think real direct, real quick, real straight to the point, real clean. Right. And I think that nice and neat from a football, you know, sports perspective means like, okay, clean practice, we in and out. Right.
Yep.
But how does nice and neat apply to us in this show?
Well, I think it embodies who we are. It embodies who we are. Like, let's just think about how we carry ourselves day to day, you know, going into like the way we care for ourselves, the way we care for our women, the way we handle our business. You know, it's nice and neat. Right. You know, and like I said, it's a phrase that I heard then and I haven't stopped saying it since. You know, it
stuck. It resonated.
It just resonated. With you. It resonated with me. I was like, yo, I am nice and neat.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what? Let's give it up for Lee.
Give it up for Lee, man. Give it up for Lee.
Appreciate that, bro, for the inspiration.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, like you said, man, nice and neat definitely, you know, speaks to who we are and how we approach life and this podcast.
Yeah.
Right? We try to keep this podcast as straight to the point as possible. Obviously, we got to expound and dive into certain issues, but we try to give you guys the game and give you guys the knowledge, you know, without any fluff.
Yeah.
You know, and Nice and Neat talks about us as gentlemen, talks about the type of drinks, you know, our neat glasses, being nice and neat, and you know, it just really was the perfect just phrase and the perfect set of words to kind of describe what we're about. So that's how we landed on it.
And what we got going.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's, obviously people won't understand, but this wasn't even our first setting.
Yeah.
What you mean?
This location.
Yeah.
What was our first?
Yeah. That's right.
You don't even remember.
That's right. It was a shop.
It was at the shop.
Oh,
Yeah. It was a shop.
I totally forgot
I forget them countless. We had so many meetings
Yeah.
about how it was originally supposed to
how
start.
it was supposed to start.
Wow,
Right.
I forgot about
Remember,
that.
and we were to shoot before COVID hit,
Yep.
Yep.
and we were filming,
Yep.
All right.
and COVID hit,
Yep.
and everybody got scared.
Yep.
And we weren't in public
Rightfully
anymore.
so.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully
You know,
so.
rightfully so. You know, so we weren't able to be out in public anymore, and we kind of just like put it on hold.
Yep.
You know, we had all of our information and everything that we thought that we were going to be covering.
I'm glad we didn't kick it to the curb.
I'm glad we didn't kick it to the curb.
It would have been easy for us to kick it to the curb, to be
Yeah.
honest, because we didn't
Definitely.
start.
Yeah.
We didn't start. We had just
No.
talked about the plans.
We talked about the plans. We sat down a couple of times, got together, decided what camera angles we wanted, and COVID hit.
Yeah.
And you know, when COVID hit, we got into full blown entrepreneurial scramble.
Us mode.
Scramble.
Us
Yeah.
mode. We went into me mode.
Me mode.
Me.
Figure it out.
Me.
Figure it out.
Not we.
You know, get your shit together. Because I can't
It's
take
all
care of
good,
we.
though.
I can't
Yeah.
take care of we unless I
Without-
take care of me.
Hello.
Like I was thinking about bullets, not entrepreneur.
Hello.
Not nice
Trying
and
to
neat.
dodge out here.
Hey, you loaded up on bullets over
Yo,
there?
that's
You good?
crazy.
Y'all got toilet paper?
That's crazy.
Canned goods?
That's crazy.
Water?
Water? Okay. You know, we wasn't thinking about
Yeah.
providing a podcast, you know, and I'm happy that things have settled a lot more now, and we can get to a place to where, you know, this value is actually appreciated again.
Yeah.
You know, because when we were in that phase, it would be tough to just sit down and listen to the 360-degree development of men. We weren't
Yeah.
trying to, you know, within COVID, we weren't developing men. We were developing safety
Stability.
habits.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stability. You know? So I'm very thankful now that so many things have happened and
I
been
agree.
put into place, and vaccines have been dropped for, you know, to not only give us actual safety, but the mental stability as well that we need. So, you know, our original location was at
The shop.
the shop,
Right, which is
at my old barbershop. It was there.
Damn, a lot has changed.
A lot has
God
changed.
damn.
A lot has
Wow.
things change, man. You gotta
Things-
roll with the punches.
You got to
You
roll
need
with the
facts.
punches.
You gotta roll
You got to
with the
be able to
punches
pivot
and make decisions.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And we got back to this point. One day, like, things just kind of slowed down, and you know, I reached back out to the guys. I was like, man, like, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
And with no hesitation, I'm not even gonna. It was crazy how fast y'all was like, let's run it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what are we waiting on? Like, let's do it. And we went into motion immediately. You know, we went into motion immediately and began to map out how we want how we want to present the value that we can present in which areas.
Mhm.
You know, so I actually think for all the listeners, you know, we're in the wild, wild west when it comes to the podcast. I think it's the podcast space. I think it's so important that if you do want to do a podcast right now, make sure you map out exactly what it is that you're trying to do. Just like any other
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
You know, just like any other job that you're trying to do, you know the ins and outs, know what you want to do, know how you want to do it, you know, and if you want to do it with somebody, you know that you guys create a schedule. You know,
Right.
we
Create
have a
schedule.
very strenuous,
Create a schedule.
very
Yeah.
strenuous schedule.
Create a schedule
You know.
for sure.
But I think it's important to talk about, you know, I guess just how we went about it too, because for those that are listening and watching, you know, this is not something we just pull up and just talk about. You know, we meet outside of here and really try to develop these topics and talking points.
Yeah.
So we're not just scrambling. I mean, it's easy. We're all best friends, so it's easy for us to get up here, get in front of the mic and just talk to you guys.
Just like gander.
And just talk.
like talk.
And don't get me wrong, it may be entertaining.
Yeah.
It may be entertaining, but there won't be a direct message aligned with the episode.
Right, and it's not purposeful, right?
Yeah.
And one thing that we were intentional about was like having a reason why we're starting the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what is our mission, right? Because we love when you start a podcast, or if you are in the podcast space, you love speaking,
Mm-hmm.
and you want your perspective and opinion to be heard by the masses, right? But why? Right? And I think it's important that we let people know why we're doing this. And Jelon alluded to earlier that 360 degrees of men,
Perspective.
right?
man.
Perspective, three perspective of men, for men, by men,
Mhm.
right? And our intent is to help people,
Mhm.
right? We don't have all the answers, but through our stories and through our conversation, we want to be able to help anyone that's listening, anyone that's watching, go through things that we've been through.
Mm-hmm.
It may be entrepreneurship today,
Mm-hmm.
right? The first week, it may be your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It may be pivoting and switching careers. You know, it may be friendship accountability with your peers, right? All these things that men have to deal with on a daily basis is the reason why we started the podcast. Because hey, we're all experienced men. We've all been through things, you know. We've all been through challenges, and we've lived enough life to understand how to navigate in certain scenarios. Well, let's help people,
Yeah.
right? Because we're all about helping the younger generation. Because we understand the impact that it's gonna have on people when we reach back and pull them forward,
Come on now.
Or even the older generation.
or even
You know?
because there may be a disconnect, right? And it's equally important to understand, and there's a disconnect, and bridge that gap.
We're in a generation where we kind of are the bridge.
We are the bridge.
We are the bridge. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We got to witness the no internet era,
Mhm.
and then we're also part of the internet era.
Yeah.
right.
You know, we were in the launch of it. So
And you might have showed me something a long time ago, right? That you specifically sent me something a long time ago that talked about that.
yeah.
It's like, yo, we're like I don't want to say it, but we're the greatest generation ever, right?
The greatest generation.
Well, just because there's certain things that we understand that we have. Let's just talk about like the ability to like be social,
Mhm.
right? Like the generation before us, they had to get out and be active in front of people's faces, right, and develop. You could network, right, and really put themselves out there if they wanted to be known and shit like that,
Mhm.
right? And then also, you know, we're also part of the era where you don't have to go out. You know what I'm saying? You could actually
You could be the
make
most
your presence-
popular person in the world.
make
from
your presence
room.
known from your room.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So the fact that we do know how to operate in the internet space, and then we also know how to maneuver in a space where if it was in person, it's
Yeah,
traditional.
traditional.
We know how to excel in both spaces. So that's why I just, as an
No,
opinion,
for sure.
I think that we are part of the
And
best
have an
generation.
advantage.
We have an advantage.
We have an advantage.
We have an
and
advantage.
if we look forward to the generation that's coming after us,
Yep.
right? They don't have the tradition that we've got to experience.
They don't
right?
have tradition.
So there's no tradition.
no
and-
tradition.
And the foundation, right? We talk about this a lot, of having a foundation, to have something that you stand on that governs your behavior and your
Yep.
mindset. They don't necessarily have that kind of,
Nah.
solid ground to stand
Mm-hmm.
on, right? They're a little more fluid
Yep.
than we are. So I think we have the kind of best of both worlds,
Mm-hmm.
that helps us be able to relate to different types of people from all types of,
Yeah.
generations.
You know what? I've been really surprised. I mean, I guess of course we knew it was gonna happen, but I've been surprised by like the outpouring of love from the
Yeah.
women.
It's been amazing.
Yeah.
The comments.
The women.
The comments and the reviews and the
Yeah.
shares and the shares.
No, the
And
shares.
the shares. The
Yeah.
shares.
The shares,
No,
oh my
like
Lord.
the women have been
Going hard for
going
us.
hard, but I also feel like they've been receiving so much more value than I even anticipated.
Yeah, I
me
would
too.
agree too.
You know, they've receiving so much value than I anticipated, because I feel like women are the ones that really sit back and have questions, and not only have questions, they create questions.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not all the time. It's not often where they can actually have a man that could give them a real answer.
Yeah.
You know, without it being some sort of angle that man's trying
Yeah.
to work for
Mhm.
them.
Yeah.
You know, they may give them an answer. You know, they may be trying to sleep with this chick, or they may be trying to entice her to do something. So they may give her an answer that's subject to that. But they could come over to Nice and Neat, and you're just gonna hear the raw experiences.
Yeah.
Not saying that it's gonna be truth or that it's not gonna be, but it's just gonna be the raw experiences. I'm gonna tell you where I messed up. I'm gonna tell you where I would have did better.
Yeah.
You know, and that's it. And so I'm very thankful for the women.
Yeah.
Very thankful for it. They've been so monumental in our growth.
I think that's one thing I've really enjoyed over the course of this first season is actually hearing the women say, and this is I you know, shout out to you two fellas, because you guys have been dropping jewels and just offering your perspective. But for them, I don't know, I'm sure you guys have seen these comments too. You know, we're actually letting women know that there are guys like us that do exist, that have a different perspective on life. You know what I'm saying? Like for a lot of comments, be like, "Damn, I never thought men actually thought that way."
You see the M&M's commercial where they run into Santa and he be like, "They exist. They do exist." It's like that. They do exist.
Yeah,
It's just like
that's
that.
one thing I've been really happy to see over the course, the development of the first season.
Yeah, it's been, man, bro. You know what? I'm gonna give them a rundown. We've exceeded all of our goals of numbers that we anticipated of doing.
For sure.
You know, from
Hey, shout out to our YouTube subscribers.
definitely
Shout out to our YouTube subscribers,
Yes.
bruh.
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, Omar, you know how difficult the YouTube space is.
I have 2 different pages. Well, 3 now, including this Nice and Neat.
Wow.
And to watch the rise, the support, the comments, the love, the engagement has been out. Yo, and I wasn't able to monitor the channel I have with Candace because I wasn't paying attention to it at the time. Like 2017, I wasn't really dialed in. I wasn't committed
Like
all
that,
the way.
yeah.
I'm all the way committed now. So I started my personal channel last
2019?
was it
2019 or
20? I guess 2019.
19? Yeah,
19. 2020 feels like a wash.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah.
So I started it in
2019, 2021.
Yeah, like that's where we ended up.
Like we scared.
God damn. But no, I started it in 19 and I posted consistently every week, 1 video a week for a year, right? And it took me roughly a year to reach the amount of subscribers I needed and the amount of watch hours I needed in order to start monetizing off of my page. And that was something that we reached within like 4 episodes.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? So like shout out to our subscribers
Thank
and our
y'all.
supporters, man, because we couldn't do it without you guys. So it's been incredible.
Nah, we've hit our numbers on everything.
Yo, and also, man, I don't want to leave out the fact that we were going back and forth for a while, right? And we knew we wanted to do it, but it just, you know, I think we were overcomplicating things and just waiting for that perfect time. And we was like, and then the pandemic hit, and then we're like, okay, let's get back into it, right? And now, you know, 12 episodes in, a whole season in, and we've completed the whole season, you know, but we went through a process. We was going back and forth, you know?
Yeah.
But it makes me, you know, I have to say, man, it's for anybody that has been contemplating starting something, right? Or starting a podcast or starting a business or starting whatever, do it. Just like take the leap and do it. Just dive in, you know, because you never know what's going to come out of it until you just take the first step, right? And for us, it was just like constant, just going back and forth and what is it going to look like? And it was like, yo, let's just do it. Let's do one episode. Let's practice. All right, cool. We're ready. And it is nerve wracking at first because you just don't know what the final product is going to look like. But then you do it and like, yo, like it wasn't that bad.
Nah.
It wasn't that bad. And then you do a second one. You're like, yo, we got better.
We got better.
And then you do a third one and the fourth one is like, all right, cool. People like it. People are receiving it well, you know? And it just reminds me to tell you guys, to any listeners or anyone viewing this, man, you may be going through something right now and you're contemplating and you're thinking about it. You're overthinking it, overcomplicating the situation, right? Just do it.
Nike.
It's just do it and just take the first leap.
Yeah.
Just take the first leap.
Trust the process.
Trust the process.
Trust the process.
You gotta. I think it's really important to just go for it.
Go for it.
You know, because you could sit down and you could just overplan and you could just map everything out. And you ever notice the more that you map something out,
You start overthinking.
you start overthinking and you just be like, there's gonna be an issue.
Start finding different
You
things.
start finding more things
Yeah.
to have an issue with. And we talked about this in an earlier episode of just doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you want to do it, like, just do it, and don't be afraid to come in and be green at something that you're doing. Understand that, just like we understood, we was like, all right, look, when we first start, we're not going to be as good as we would like to be, and we'll progressively get better. We still have a ways to go.
Yeah.
And I still think we're going to progressively get better, especially as we continue to listen to what our audience wants.
Facts.
We
That's
continue
important.
to listen to what our audience wants, and we continue to listen to exactly, what their needs are, because we're here to provide value.
Mm-hmm.
So until we can really grasp on places to where, there may be deficiencies, we have work to do, Even though the season's over, we're preparing for season 2
Yep.
already.
Yeah.
So you guys make sure you stay tuned for that. Season 2 is going to be even more
Just
shareable.
more, it's going to be even more nice and neat.
Yeah.
Speaking of, for the listeners and viewers out there, if there are topics that you guys want to address that you feel like we
Absolutely.
should tackle, please leave a comment, send us a DM on Instagram to the Nice and Neat the podcast. Drop it in the review wherever. We check all of these things, all of these platforms, and we would love to address topics that you
Yeah.
guys want to hear about. You know, so we formulated these topics right based off of what we
like,
think,
what we like.
and what we think you guys want to hear. But
we definitely want to cater to our audience
For
more. So
sure.
if you guys have anything, definitely. And also, don't be afraid to tell us what you guys didn't like
please,
or did like.
that's
right?
actually more important.
Yeah, tell us what you guys didn't like. If you guys didn't like something, tell us. Right?
Yeah.
If there's something that we didn't in previous episodes, tell us.
Yeah, for sure. Because matter of fact, what we will even do is we're gonna create an engagement area for everyone.
A survey.
We're gonna create
Something like that. What is it?
more so of a we want feedback.
Facebook page.
Mm.
A private Facebook page.
For nice and neat.
For special gems.
For nice and neat originals.
For exclusive nice and neat content. We're crazy. Yeah, we crazy right now.
No, this is our episode 12. This is our season finale, closing up season 1. This will be considered our outro track on your album if you were sitting back listening to it. I hope you guys enjoyed the season. When we sit down and we're actually about to go live soon, so I want to.
We're actually live right now. But go ahead, finish off your thought, fam.
Okay, well, I want to hear what their favorite episodes were of the season. What topics have they liked so far? That will be something good to hear from the people. Or you know what? Even better, we can move forward with it. What do they want to hear moving forward?
I'm gonna pin that.
Right. What are some things you guys want to hear us talk about? Right.
Yeah.
You guys want to hear us expound on some finance, or not necessarily finance, but entrepreneur stuff?
Yeah.
Right. Do you want to hear us expound on fitness stuff? Why it's important to stay in shape, health and wellness?
So I'm glad that Duke is saying that, because also everyone who has listened to us, let's understand the foundation that we've also created as well. So if we had an episode talking about friendship, accountability, and choosing the right people, we shouldn't be having conversations about,
finance or like entrepreneurship.
About not necessarily that, about choosing the wrong people. We know that is a accountability thing. We shouldn't have to sit back and have a full episode about like, oh, I think I chose the wrong friends.
Okay.
Like, okay, that's a you thing. Like, that's a you thing. There's not much, room for us to be able to kind of like operate within that. But, continue to throw in your topics. what you want to hear, what you want season 2 to look like. I'm excited for season 2. It's just, it's dope. It's 2.
Yeah.
It's 2.
With that said, though, what's the deal, y'all? Welcome back to the Nice and Neat Halftime Show. I'm your host, Omar. And, you know, as always, what I want to do and get into first is just promote the things that we have going on here from the Nice and Neat crew. And one thing that we are constantly promoting is the 6-week ab guide from alpha-burn.com. Yo, if you're looking to chisel that 6-pack, yo, trim that midsection, right, and get right for the summer, that's something you want to tap into. Secondly, if you're looking for ways to improve your movement as an athlete, right, increase your athleticism, you want to tap in with my program, How to Move Like an Athlete. You can find that at omarcbolden.com, 12-week program you could do at the house, all right, or at the gym, wherever you like, all right. With that said, I want to get into the last MVP of the season. The last MVP of the season comes from our best review on the podcast app, and that comes from Janice Lorraine. All right, this is a good one too. She says, I didn't grow up with a lot of men, so I have learned to listen when wise men speak. Duke's comedic seriousness, Omar's insight to dive deeper, and Jalan's overall wit and knowledge add unique quality, value, and freshness to my perspective as a young woman. I get a kick out of watching their charisma on YouTube, but this audio podcast is clutch when I'm at work or stuck in this California traffic. Every Thursday, I indulge. Shout out to you, Janice. Let's give a round of applause for Janice. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to you, Janice, for tapping in with us, leaving us that beautiful review, and also playing us on the podcast app. If you guys didn't know already, we're available on all streaming platforms. So it doesn't matter where you listen to your podcast app, you can listen to us. Also, you know, you can find us on YouTube. All right. Today, we're concluding season 1. This is the final episode of season 1, episode 12. And we really want to hear from you guys what you guys would like us to talk about moving forward. What kind of topics you want us to dive into, you know, what you guys would like to see us tackle. We want to hear that from you guys because we want to appeal to our audience, and that's extremely important to us. So if you guys feel anything that you want to hear us talk about, just drop it in the comments below, you know, and we'll just keep rocking like that. So I did see, one person, Dam_bomb, that's bomb with 2 B's. She would like to hear us talking about growing together spiritually in a relationship. I think that's a good topic.
No, that's a great topic. Right?
I think that's
Thanks, Dam.
That's a great topic. She wants us to talk about growing spiritually together in a relationship. That's an amazing topic.
That's an amazing topic. That's an amazing topic. That's something we'll definitely get into. We'll note that and put that on the list. Can we get an episode with y'all and the ladies?
Yes,
I definitely think so. I don't know if you guys will get that in season 2. But that's definitely something we will be exploring for sure. I mean, we will be fools not to have, you know, an episode where we highlight the women that, you know, have kind of shaped us into the men that we are today. We speak so much. We spend so much time talking about them here without them being here. It would be good to actually hear their perspective on things and, you know, how they feel about us in the relationship as well. So that's something we'll get into as well. I saw something earlier. This is from Bumblebee33_ season 2, Black men's mental health. I think that's pretty serious. You know,
that's right up our alley.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys, there's a lot of people out here struggling with mental health, and that's something we should address for sure. So we'll get to that. Let's see. Okay, well, this is actually from the same from Bumblebee33 again, and she's just giving us some love, talking about she enjoyed the topic of holding your friends accountable. Looking forward to the
That's my favorite episode too, Bumblebee Tuna. I appreciate you.
Yeah, so she's looking forward to the growth of this podcast, and we are too. We can't express our gratitude enough for you guys. I mean, you guys that are tuned in right now, you guys are the loyal fans. You guys are the first part, the initial group of the Nice and Neat, you know, team. You know, so
real
what's
quick.
Up?
Hey, real quick.
What's up? What you want to run?
This is what we need, right? This is what we need right now. All right, so all the questions y'all are asking right now, this is what I'm gonna do, because I'm a computer guy, right? So I'm gonna create a flyer right now, right? I'm gonna post it on the Nice and Neat page. All right. I need you guys to ask all the questions under the comments right now so we can have it on the comments.
Please.
Like that.
Because once this live finishes, we're not gonna have these questions. So once I post this, I'm about to put a flyer down, and that's going to say, what topics do you guys want us to discuss in season 2? Make sure you guys go comment anything you want us to talk about. It doesn't matter if you comment 10 times, comment 10 different things. Make sure you guys comment. It'll be up in the next 15 minutes. All right, so make sure you guys head over to Nice and Neat and comment on the flyer.
Word to do. I'm gonna give ASAP Blake a shout out for just leaving a nice comment. Love season 1, can't wait for season 2. Y'all definitely bring value, so keep it coming.
Thank you.
We appreciate comments like that. You guys don't even understand, man. When you starting something new, every compliment, every comment, everything matters, fam. It just gives us the inspiration to keep on going.
Absolutely.
And we all know how that is when, you starting something new. You need that inspiration, that motivation from others, from outside people other than yourself to keep that train moving along. So can we discuss what avenue you want to tackle next as entrepreneurship?
We live in it, baby.
You're watching it come up from the ground right now. It's a rose rising from the concrete right now.
Come on now.
Literally.
This one.
This one.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, shout out to you guys. As Duke said, go ahead and drop the comments on the Nice and Neat page. I think he's creating a post right now.
Right now.
Let's see. Damn_bomb.
Still on.
If I don't reach my goals, I won't have my woman. Oh, they still talking about Duke.
Still talking about Duke.
They still talking about Duke and his fire bars from season 1.
Hey, yeah.
Season 1.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta say, Duke definitely took the crown with
It's
the
like
bars for
that?
season 1.
Yeah. Duke's
in the league with that one.
Duke's MVP.
Duke's MVP. Duke's
Duke.
definitely MVP of season 1.
You MVP of the season.
And I ain't got no problem. Hey, we all want to chip.
Hey, bro,
Hey,
it's all good. We
hey.
all want to chip.
We all want to chip, bro.
I'm on the team.
I'm on the team. I got me some hardware.
Yeah. I put my
Man,
work
what's
in.
out?
Shit,
You know?
I got my hardware, fam. No, Duke has definitely been killing it. Hopefully, we could get some more bars from all three of us over the next few seasons that we got coming. One thing I think we're excited to do is have some guests. I think
sir.
season 2 we'll begin to bring some.
We're gonna do that in season 2.
Yeah, we'll begin to bring some guests on and those that align with our topics and that I feel that you guys, we feel you guys could get some value from. So be on the lookout for that. And I don't want to just be on here just
Talking the talk.
talking the talk.
I ain't gonna overtalk it.
I ain't gonna overtalk it. You feel me? But what I do want to remind everyone that's listening and watching to please kindly leave a review for us on the Apple podcast app. It's very simple. Just find us at Nice and Neat the podcast in the search bar. And leave a review. If you feel in the episode, if you feel in the topics that we're talking about, if you took something from us, if something resonated with you, don't hesitate to just drop that in the comments. Let us know how you feeling. Let us know what episode was your favorite, or what you didn't like, or what you want to see more of. All of that is appreciated. And the more comments and reviews we get, the better chances we have of being featured by Apple, and that's a big goal of ours. So if you guys can help us accomplish that goal, because you guys are already helping us accomplish many goals that we have on our bulletin board. So the more and more that we can get checked off, the better. So yeah, I just want to put that out there. Also, if you're not already, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Nice and Neat the podcast YouTube channel. And yeah, I'm gonna let you guys get to your night the only way we know how. So some positive energy, some positive vibrations, and a smile, of course.
Yo, I can't believe that we are in our final episode of season 1,
It's
bro.
beautiful.
I don't want to move forward without reflecting fully. Like, we are really in our final episode of season 1. Like, we actually
Did it.
finished something we started.
That's lit.
We did it.
That's lit, bro. That's lit.
Like, that in itself is really dope. So, well, now that we've reflected, I'm looking forward to season 2.
Now that we've reflected.
I'm really looking forward to
shit.
season 2. It was something that Duke mentioned that I just, we absolutely have to cover. He mentioned he lost his father last year.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who may not know, I lost my mom as well last year.
Tough year for the group.
It was a tough year for the
Yeah,
group. It was a really, really tough year for the group.
Yeah.
And it made us all sit back and really just reflect on just like the impact that your parents have on you.
Mm-hmm.
So I know in season 2, at some point in time, we're going to sit down and we're going to really dive into that, and even dive into just like that preparation for, that day, and making sure that your parents are prepared, so things can be smooth, life insurance, all of that, and so people can understand that process, because I know as I went through that process, it was like, oh, people really go through this the day of?
Yeah.
Like, oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're in this. It's not just all grieving. It's a lot of things that you actually have to take care of to even prepare for the day to put them away. It's a lot of things you got to take care of, but that will for sure be in season 2, and just being able to, and then we still, Duke still has his mother. I still have my father as well, and they've just been incredible rocks throughout. So it's just the power of your parents and the influence that they create, and the happiness and the joy that they bring you as well, and just showing you how to appreciate it. I know your relationship with your parents is incredible, bro.
Yeah, I have a really great relationship with my parents, and I kind of have my entire life. My parents have made it really, really easy for me to be honest and open with them, and I think that's done wonders for our relationship. So
hey, save that.
I'll be. I was just gonna say I'm excited. I'm excited to talk about that more in season 2 for sure.
Man, that's definitely something that I actually am excited to open up about, because that thing that we've dealt with is something that no one really talks about. So it's going to be interesting and pretty helpful to just like offer our perspective to anyone that may be going through it, man. So I'm excited about that. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm sure we're gonna get so many more topics that we gotta talk about. We have plenty of things. We got, like, once again, we said that this show covers 360 degrees development of a man. So within that being said, I think that's why we got so much outpouring from the women, because within the development of a man, a woman is so critical in that. If you guys spoke about earlier in the season, when you just talk about like, oh, you feel like you're in the best place in your life because of a woman, through your development.
Yep.
So that's really, that is really what this show is about. That's really what this podcast is about, and we appreciate you guys listening to just really just our journeys.
That's really what it is.
It's really just our journeys, and we'll see what happens in season 2. As far as my development when it comes to my relationship status.
You may have a girlfriend.
You may have a girlfriend by season 2.
We don't know. Things change. Like the seasons.
But you guys got to also understand, I've been so inspired by the strength within y'all's relationships. I've been able to see the work that you guys have put in too. So with that being said, you guys have laid a great visual foundation for myself to be able to move forward. When I decide to do that, or whenever that hey, I might get bagged, we don't know. Somebody might bag me, So whenever we
hey, when you're a baddie, man, it can happen any day.
Come on now. He talk about me, he ain't talking about her. I know y'all listen on the airwaves, man. But I don't got a face for radio,
when you're a baddie, man, it can happen any day.
Yeah, but nah, man, I'm season 2. I'm really looking forward to season 2. I want to make sure that we can deliver the most value. I want to see how many ways we can continue to innovate and just make the show even better.
Yeah, same.
Make it a better watching and listening experience for you guys as well. So even in that area, if you guys have suggestions, make sure you send those through as well, because we sit down and we talk about this all the time, how we can make it better. If you guys haven't noticed, every episode has something different. We're trying to get better and better and better, not just within our content, but with our visuals. If you watch on YouTube, thank you for everybody who watches on YouTube. If you watch on YouTube, it's a different experience than if you're listening to it on Apple.
Facts.
Wow.
It's a different experience.
It's crazy how much of a difference it is, right?
Yeah.
Like, it almost forces you to like just focus in on only what you're hearing, right? Nothing can distract you.
Yep.
Right. Only. But when you watch on YouTube, obviously, what are you guys wearing?
Yep.
And like, mannerisms and
Yep.
you know, things of that nature. But when you're listening, man, it's just like, yo, like I'm here for the depth.
Yeah.
I'm here for
Yeah.
the depth, and that's so it's gonna it forces us and causes us to just like be really dialed in, right, and really like always be just aware of the fact that information, like that's what we're trying to get.
Yeah.
Value, you know,
Mhm.
and that's kind of what our show is predicated on, man. So it's been fun. It's been fun, guys.
It's been fun.
It's been fun, guys.
Hopefully, season 2 people could, yeah, because right now I feel like we're kind of like the Migos. So I feel like hopefully by season 2 people can start to identify like who we really are, especially like the listeners, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just hear a voice, you know,
Voices.
you just hear voices. You just hear voices, right?
Yeah.
And like when we first heard the Migos, you know, it was just like, damn, they
Who's
kinda,
who?
Who's who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's who? Now it's very clear.
Yeah.
It's very
Now,
clear
very
who
clear.
Offset is. It's very clear who Takeoff is. It's very clear who
Right.
Quavo is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Slight differences.
hopefully by season 2, you know, we have, you know, made that clear.
Oh yeah, Omar said that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Jelani
That,
speaking.
that's something I'm looking forward to
yeah,
too.
me too.
Oh no, they know when Duke talk.
They
Yeah,
definitely
they
know
know,
what dude
'cause
too.
my voice
They
get
know
like
when Duke
this.
talk. It's us. Oh
Yeah,
Does
for sure.
it?
They don't know who's
I feel
joking
like
over here.
Nah.
I feel like I got two different tones. I got like a yeah, and I got like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you understand where I'm? That's how I feel like I got.
You
Nah.
know, I would say he got
they
that.
know who both of those guys are. though.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool,
They,
cool.
that's
either
Duke
or,
across the board.
either
I
or,
be spitting in the
either
mic
they both
sometimes.
serious.
Yeah,
They both serious, so you know when it's coming
For
up.
sure.
Yeah,
Hey, smooth.
smooth.
Duke smooth.
Smooth.
Duke
yeah.
smooth.
I like smooth. I like to call me smooth.
Duke smooth.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So what is your what are you most looking forward to in season 2?
I'm really looking forward to having a guest. on.
I can't wait for the guest.
I'm actually really looking forward to
Man.
having a guest on because
Yeah.
I
Yo,
think
we
there's
got some crazies lined up.
yeah, there's some topics that we wanted to address season 1 that we just couldn't get to just
Yeah.
because there's certain things that we can't honestly
The
speak
guest.
to, and we need a guest to
Yeah, the
do
guest.
so. You know
That's
what I'm
gonna
saying?
be fun.
That's gonna be fun.
That's gonna offer different energy.
It's gonna be a different energy.
And like just having like, you know, the guest probably could be a woman.
Absolutely,
And that's gonna be real fun.
absolutely.
because-
Mhm.
Because although we are really impartial and try to be as non-biased as possible, we're still men,
Still, man.
right? So most of our perspective it comes from, you know, being a man. So it's also it's going to be pretty fun and interesting having like someone, you know, that can bear children.
So you so you're excited about the guest too then.
Absolutely.
What about you?
Absolutely.
Bro, it's the guest for me.
It's
It's the guest for me. It's the guest for me.
I'm excited about the guest, man, but I'm also excited about how we can continue to elevate our watchers' visual experience.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm really excited about
Right.
being able to elevate that, you know, for the people who, if you guys haven't noticed, you guys get the whoever watches on YouTube, you guys get the early drop.
Yeah,
That's kind of like the incentive for
Nah,
watching
for-
on YouTube.
for real.
You get
Yeah.
the early drop. You get the first release that we drop. You know, we actually don't drop it on
We
on
dropped
audio.
we dropped the next day on audio.
Yeah, we drop the next day on audio. So you get the early drop to watch on YouTube. So like that's the incentive. And I know it is our mission to make sure we can create the visual experience to be as grand as it possibly can for you guys. So that's something that is important for me, and I'm looking forward to doing that for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, guys, man, it's been a pleasure this season, and thanks for rocking with us and watching with us, and you know, giving us, you know, just the confidence and inspiration to do this, and you know, giving us all the support and feedback. But it's time to go.
It's time to go.
It's time to go.
You better
man.
get about my face.
Yeah.
If you're not from Cali, you don't know about nothing about that.
that. But yeah, so make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcast, on all platforms, really all streaming platforms, and definitely leave those reviews, man, because we need every single one of them. But as usual, man, we try to give as much value as possible, and the best way we know how to do that is to give you direct you to other podcasts that can also add value to your life and that you can benefit from. And the podcast that we are going to highlight this episode is called Clout 101, and it's hosted by, actually a personal friend of mine. His name is Idia Agala, and his podcast focuses on all things marketing, all things branding, and just growing the business and scaling the business. Chanel has been on there. He's featured Chanel on one of his episodes. He features young, hungry, upcoming entrepreneurs. It's dope, man. It's dope. I met him before, and his podcast is going to be dope. So check it out, man. You can find it on Apple Podcasts. It's Clout 101. It's the marketing podcast. But when you go over there, leave a comment, leave a review, tell them Nice and Neat sent you. And with that said, I'm Duke.
I'm Omar.
I'm Jalan, and this is Nice and Neat, and that's that on season 1. Peace.
I'll be the one to take the risk to go and get them bands. I'll be the one to never sit and go and make a plan. Knowing my mother getting old, now I don't got no time. Gotta keep a couple for the road, the rest get left behind.